It's debatable here on MLBbro.com.
Trading deadline is almost upon us. And if there is a viable MLB bro who should be dealt, who'd be number one on your depth chart?
Number one on my depth chart is Tim Anderson, man. I think he is the prototypical candidate to be dealt at this time of year. The White Sox are going nowhere. I think they finally figured out that this roster, this smorgasbord of a team that they've thrown together for the last few years is just not getting it done. And I think they're going to make some changes. I don't think they're going to completely blow it up, but I do think that they're going to look to trade some guys that are on expiring deals, and Tim Anderson will be that guy. And by the way, I think he is one of the candidates to really be an impactful bat at the deadline. You know, we all know what Tim Anderson brings to the table. He brings defensive versatility. He can play second base. He can play short. You know, he brings speed. He brings contact hitting. He's an average hitter. He can hit for a little bit of power.
To me, I will see your South Side reference, and I will raise you by going to the North Side of Chicago. I think Marcus Stroman is that dude. Look, you got teams that haven't been there in October yet that need somebody to give them some swag and quality starts at the top of the rotation. And yes, I will put on my orange and black Baltimore Orioles bias here.
It's oozing. It's oozing.
Out that there is a team in Charm City that could use a frontline starter with some swag to eat some innings. We've seen from Kyle Bradish and a couple of other 1 and 2 starters. Maybe they're getting a little tired. I think that he's the personality that would inject a lot into Baltimore. He could go to a lot of places, though, and change the dynamic. A Tampa, a Toronto, a Texas. It's bigger than just how many outs you're going to get.
How about Atlanta? Atlanta could use another rotation piece. They've got some uncertainty with Fried. They just got Soroka back after 2-3 years. So they're not settled completely in the rotation. So maybe Atlanta could be a team, a sleeper team that goes in all in on a Stroman. I agree with you on Stroman. The only issue I have with Stroman is, are the Cubs going to actually move him? Are the Cubs actually going to sell? The Cubs are right there. They're 3.5 out of the wild card. I think they're like 4 or 5 games out of the division. They're right there. And this isn't Tampa. This isn't, Kansas City or Colorado. This isn't some small market team. This is the Chicago Cubs. And if you have an opportunity to make the postseason, whether that be by winning the division or winning a wild card spot, I think you got to take that opportunity. I think you got to go for it.
To me, you need a frontline starter. The best and most economical starter out there that would appear to be available would be Marcus Stroman. And boy, I'd love to see him on the East Coast version of Orange and Black as opposed to the West Coast with the Giants, because you never know. That team knows how to get it done in October.
A sleeper team I have for Anderson, because I know we talked about it with Stroman, but a sleeper team. How about the San Francisco Giants? You just brought them up. They could use another bat in that lineup. Tim Anderson would look really good in San Francisco. I know they've got some maneuverability there. They got some second basemen. Brandon Crawford's already playing short, but Tim Anderson can slide over, play second, very easily. And I think he brings something that team lacks. Some swagger. Can hit for average, can hit for contact, hit for average, hit for power. Brings a little, swagger to him. So I think the Giants will be a sleeper pick. And also the Red Sox. Funny enough, I think the Red Sox could use a Tim Anderson. He's another one that his versatility and skills would help that team. They don't know where they're at. They traded Kike Hernandez, but they're still in it. I don't know where they're at. They're a weird team.
It's not like they just trying to track the Yankees down. They got to leap over a whole division just to get into wild card contention. And I'm just wondering, is it worth that for Boston? Is there enough left in the
Boston to me is similar to Chicago. Boston to me is similar. You're the Boston Red Sox. You're not playing for, we'll see if we can get this some team's 26th prospect. Like, if you got an opportunity to make the play, and they're in a better spot than the Cubs. If you got a better opportunity to make the playoffs, then you go for it. You owe that to your fans who pay an exorbitant amount of money on ticket prices. You got to go for it. If you're Boston, if you're Chicago, if you're some of these teams that are right there. We're not talking about 10 games out. We're not even talking about 6 games out, 6.5 games out like the Mets. You're right there. Got to go for it.
I'm the guy that wants an arm going into October. You're the guy that wants some offense. Hey, I guess I'll see you during the Fall Classic, and we'll see if the changes in the game are going to work out.
You'll see me. You won't see my team, but it is what it is.
Yeah, that's a topic for another show, my friend.
For more, right now, go to MLBbro.com.